Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are digging deep into a topic that many medical professionals find themselves struggling with, and that is the choice between IELTS and OET. It's a crucial decision that can impact significantly, and I understand the challenges that you might be facing in deciding this. In this video, I'm going to show you why OET should be your priority if it is accepted for the purpose you are applying for. So let's get started. In this video, we'll look at similarities between the two tests, format differences, deciding factors, and the verdict. So looking at the similarities, they both test your English language skills, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Plus, both certificates are valid for 2 years. And what stands out is that both have face-to-face speaking with an examiner. And if you look at the format, there aren't much differences either. In OET, it's 45 minutes for listening, 60 minutes for reading, 20 minutes for speaking, and 45 minutes for writing. While in IELTS, it's 30 minutes for listening, 1 hour for reading, 10 to 18 minutes for speaking, and 1 hour for writing. For a number of reasons, I find OET much easier than IELTS, and here is why. So what are the reasons why OET is much easier? Over the course of my experience, I have discovered that students who faced difficulties passing IELTS but found success with OET. It's a scenario I have observed frequently. Many individuals struggling with IELTS have discovered OET to be a more attainable option. If you are in the medical field, OET definitely stands out, and here is why. It's laser focused on your profession. I mean, the content is in your profession. This single advantage of OET overtakes anything that IELTS has to offer. So in reading, you won't be reading generic passages as in IELTS on God knows variety of topics. And when the subject is familiar, reading and understanding English and its content is far easier, right? So in OET, you'll be dealing with medical content, medical journals and patient records, etc. On the other hand, in IELTS, the variety of topics can be overwhelming. From arts and culture to science and technology, the passages cover, a vast array of subjects. So that can be very difficult for you if you are from the medical field. So for the medical professionals seeking targeted content, this diversity can be a big hurdle. I've seen many students struggling with passages with the topics not familiar in case of IELTS, but they found it very easy to pass IELTS reading in OET. Then the question types. There are only 3 types of questions to deal with in OET, but IELTS has, fill in the blanks, MCQs of many types, matching, flowchart, headings, picture labeling, matching opinions, and many, many more. Learning the strategies of each one of these types question is quite time-taking, so this makes IELTS reading more stressful and challenging. Another thing is that in OET reading, you would need 30 out of 42 to get a grade B, equivalent to 7 or 7.5, while in IELTS, you need 30 out of 40. Plus, first 20 questions in OET reading, they're just a breeze. They're very easy, but that's not the case in IELTS. So these are the reasons what makes OET reading much easier. The question types, the overall, the content, the medical content, that makes OET much, much easier than IELTS. Same is the case of writing module. In OET, writing is much easier to deal with and much easier to learn as compared to IELTS, and there are obvious reasons. For OET, you'll be writing just one task, that is writing one letter. There are only 3 types of letters: discharge letter, referral letter, and update letters. In most cases, referral letter is given. Patient referral letters from medical notes, I think these are the skills directly applicable to your work. I'm sure this is something that you do every day, super easy as compared to IELTS. So IELTS, on the other hand, has 2 tasks, writing task 1 and writing task 2. The big problem is the variety of essays that you have to prepare. This test can be really tough because sometimes you can't generate the ideas in essays, or understanding the task one, I mean, the report writing can be difficult too. So lots of things to prepare. But OET writing is challenging, but much simpler than IELTS. And for complexity of writing, OET letter is simpler, direct, super easy to master, and even you can memorize lots of things. While in IELTS, this requires much more complex language, more creativity, and lots of vocabulary. So, OET it simply wins over IELTS because of all these reasons. And listening is no exception. Listening is also much easier in OET than IELTS. In listening, in OET, you would find medical content, but on the other hand, in IELTS, there is a variety of content. There will be 4 sections in IELTS. And in OET, there are 3 types of questions: fill in the blanks, maybe sometimes short question answers, and then multiple choice. But in IELTS, you would find fill in the blanks, multiple choice, but there are also many types, and then matching questions, flowchart, picture labeling, lots of things. And then in OET, first 24 questions are super easy because there will be a dialogue between a patient and a doctor, which you can easily listen to. But in IELTS, yes, the first 20 questions are easier, but part 3 and part 4 are very difficult. So overall, listening is much less challenging in OET. Speaking of OET, is also much easier than IELTS. How? It's just effective communication in medical context. Like in OET, they are just checking your ability to discuss cases, explain diagnosis, and interact confidently with patients. It's a dialogue, so easy language is required, something that you do every day with your patients. Unlike IELTS, where more complexity, more creativity, and vocabulary is needed. So OET wins here again. But there are just a few things where I believe IELTS has more advantages than OET. And that is, OET is more expensive, there are less dates available, and there are a fewer centers available in Pakistan. And another big problem is that there is no single retake in OET, and there is limited acceptance. But IELTS, it's less expensive, there are more dates and centers available, and if you're going for computer-based tests, a single retake option is available. Lastly, IELTS is widely accepted. So in short, the choice between OET and other English proficiency tests ultimately depends on your specific needs and goals. However, for many professionals, the content, because of the content and focus on real-world scenarios and simpler questions, OET is a better option. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.